All right. First off, congratulations
Thank you
on
so
buying your
much.
first home. Let's start off with, tell me about the experience. I want to hear from your perspective.
Yeah.
How was it?
So obviously first-time home buyer, going into it a little stressful, intimidating, but honestly, you just made the experience so great. 10 out of 10. Like I'd recommend you to all of my friends who are about to buy a house.
Nice. So let's recap it real fast. I think I want to start off with like, you obviously went through and saw a bunch of properties, but with this one in particular, we saw it on like, I think like a Wednesday or something like that, Wednesday or
Yeah.
Thursday, that you brought it up to my attention. And the house was on the market, this is their second week. So they did an open house the first week, didn't get any offers, and they're coming up on their second weekend of open houses. And we saw it on like maybe Thursday or Friday, and you're like, this could work. I looked at the numbers and pulled some comps, and actually it was priced pretty well. I think I told you, go in at their list price,
Oh, right. Yeah.
maybe negotiate for an inspection, because I think that was pretty important to you.
Yeah.
We could probably negotiate for less than that, but we'd probably have to
Right.
waive an inspection and kind of get more risky there.
Right.
Or we can do both, and then we might get delayed and we end up at the open house bidding more, and then the
Right.
whole world changes, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about that. How did you feel about that situation?
Honestly, I trusted your opinion for sure. We've been through this process for so long. You know, I just wanted to close quick. And if this was the dream house and, you know, I really wanted it, so we got it.
Yeah, so we were able to get you the inspection,
Yes.
which, you know, is still pretty rare. How was that experience with Rob Amaral over at MKC?
He's hilarious. I love it. No, it was a fun experience with him for sure. I could tell he's been doing this for a long time and just made everything more joyful.
Yeah, no, he definitely loves home inspections. Very quirky.
Yeah.
But gets the job done,
Yeah.
finds it all. And then when we were getting you a loan on this, we used Jeff Carchidi over at Bank of America. How was that process?
That was good too. Yeah. So he actually got recommended from our financial advisor, which is why we used him. So he's kind of in like a close circle with us. So
Yeah, no, he was great with communicating with us throughout the process. Everything went very smooth. And then shows up at the closing, he literally called me and was like, hey, I'm at your office. Like, oh wait, you found your way in and everything? That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Which is rare, right? Nowadays, we don't really get a lot of lenders that show up at closing,
Yeah.
make sure that everything goes smoothly. So kudos to Jeff. He was great in this process.
Yeah.
And then your attorney, Rick at Standard Title, how was he in this process?
same thing. Seems very knowledgeable. Everything was quick and easy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, with the attorney, the less you hear from them, probably the better. They're
Right.
taking care
Yeah,
of everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll honestly say this is one of the more smoother processes. No hiccups, no delays. And I know the timeline was pretty important to you guys
Right.
with travel and everything. I also talked to Jeff when we went and decided that, all right, we're gonna give them full list price, even though it wasn't the first weekend in the market. I wasn't worried about that because I looked at comps and saw that like, hey, the value's there.
Yeah.
Like other properties, other units are selling for this price, and we've seen enough. So you kind of recognize at this point what a unit is worth in Watertown. And then Jeff does an appraisal on it. He tells me that it came a little bit above, which is fantastic news. Oftentimes when it's a competitive market, you're sometimes buying at or above the value, which is what we want to avoid, right?
Yeah.
So you're walking into equity, which is fantastic. And then very lastly, how was I in this process?
Amazing, to be honest. Yeah. Like I said, 10 out of 10, everything was so smooth. You were always there to answer my questions and always available. And I can tell that you've been in this industry for a while, so very professional. And honestly, yeah, like I'd probably use you again if I were to buy another house.
Let's go, first of many.
Yeah.
Any tips for first-time home buyers?
Tips? Let's see. Maybe just don't rush anything. Find a house that you actually love.
Awesome, love it.
Yeah.
And here you go.
Okay.
Your
Oh
keys.
my gosh. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you.